Hello everybody and welcome to this video. My name is Faethodas and here we have it, finally! The best kept endgame farming secret of Titan Quest is being revealed to you. What are we going to do with this video is first to show you this new build. This new build is a specific build that was made for one single purpose. There is now no other purpose. There is only a single purpose for the life of this build. And then I will show you why. First I will show you the build, it is a build guide video, but then I will show you why, what is the purpose, and I will actively show you what you do with this build. This build is a harbinger. You can make this build as a legendary hero if you are about to farm in legendary difficulty, because this is what this build is made for. It is best to make a legendary hero. So, as a harbinger, you go with warfare and dream masteries. You spend all of the attribute points on strength. I have spent 0 points on health, 0 points on energy, 0 points on intelligence, 0 points on dexterity. Everything has been spent on strength. Then you go with the masteries. In warfare mastery, we max out all these skills. We are on +4 in warfare mastery skills. Everything maxed out. Then we max out the battle rage and the crashing blow. Then we max out the dodge attacks. Okay, doesn't really matter, but max it out. We max out the battle standard, this matters very much, and the triumph, which again matters very much. And of course we max out the onslaught, and we max out the ardor. If we want, we can max out other things as well, but it doesn't really matter that much. Anyway, I have points to spend, so let's max out this one, hamstring. Then I don't have any other skills here. In Dream Mastery, we max out the Trance of Wrath. We max out the Lucid Dream to get more physical damage buffs. We max out the Premonition because we want offensive ability. And we max out Temporal Flux to get total speed. And just avoid projectiles. Then we max out the Distortion Field. And we max out the Phantom Strike. That's it. If you want, you can spend some points to activate some other skills, but it is not important, it is not necessary. What we do here with this build is to equip these items. We equip the Envy of Set, which provides the 100 flat damage, which is physical damage, to our weapon attacks only, not spells, weapon attacks. We also get the skill Abdicate, which is down here. This skill reduces the resistance of enemies affected by this one by minus 30%. This means that you deal more damage, physical damage to them. This is why we use this artifact. First of all, for this specific skill, and second, for the 100 flat physical damage added to the weapon attacks. We have the Alexander's Cuirass. We use this one mostly for the +2 to all skills. We have the Ares War Helm. We use this one for the +1 to all skills in Warfare Mastery. And all other stats, but all other stats, especially the damage output stats like strength, offensive ability, physical damage percentage. We use the Conqueror's Braces for the physical damage buff, the attack speed buff. The weapon training, it is okay, we don't really need it because we get enough points from other, items or whatever. And the health points anyway. And we use this Fine Steel item for the defensive ability, the +1 to Warfare Mastery skills and all other stats in general. We use the Pendant of Immortal Rage for a huge boost to damage output, attack speed and damage, physical damage and everything, offensive ability, whatever. And we use Mark of Ares for the physical damage output, offensive ability. This is a totally, offensive item. It buffs up your damage output. And here what do we have? Ta-da! Mark of Ares again. 2 times. Physical damage, even more physical damage output. And this 10% chance of more physical damage is also awesome. When it triggers, we deal much more physical damage. And what do we have here? We have 2 times the Hora's Wisdom. Huge amount of base physical damage. And also very nice attack speed. Buff to health and buff to strength, 24% strength. And here, 20% strength, health and 22% attack speed. This is the build. What we are trying to do here is to increase our physical damage output as much as possible. Now we can see that the average damage is 8500, let's say. The attack speed is 173, and the damage per second is 50,000. But this is without dealing any damage, because we use onslaught. And this one provides 12 charge levels, and the more you charge up the levels of this skill by attacking with the skill, the more physical damage boost we get. which means that these numbers are the initial, the starting numbers of the build. When we attack, we deal more damage than these numbers, because these go up. Now imagine, first we have the damage output that also goes up by this setup of items and attribute points and whatever, and these numbers here. And second, we have the Trance of Wrath, which reduces the resistances of enemies by 36%, including physical resist. And on top of that, we have the Abdicate, which reduces the physical resist even further, which is an absolute number. This one will stack on enemies along with this one. It will not be 30 plus 36%, 66%, because this is multiplicative. It will be 30%, and then you will get the 36% from it is a bit complicated how this works, but both work on the enemy. This way, we reduce heavily the physical resistance of enemies, and on top of that, we have a huge amount of physical damage, which we also increase at the same time even further. You can imagine how devastating this build can be on enemies. But we also have the battle standard. When we put down the battle standard, this one provides even more physical damage to our attacks, as we can see, 274 damage. And of course we get more offensive ability. And this one also reduces their physical resistance even more. So yeah, this build is totally... I don't know how to call it. It is... When it comes to physical damage output, it is one of the best builds I have ever seen myself, personally. And I'm sure that for most of you, it is the best build for this specific purpose you have ever seen so far. It is extremely powerful. So, this is the build. Let me show you the stats. The stats are... Let me activate these skills. Okay, the stats are minus 45. Minus 139, minus 98, minus 96%, minus 130, minus 185%, minus 200% bleeding, minus 37% physical. We have minus 14%, minus 50, minus 50, minus 50, 62 positive, minus 50, minus 50, minus 7. Offensive ability is very, very good. Defensive ability is very bad. And this is what it is, the build. Why do we have these bad stats? First of all, we don't have we don't get good resistances from all these items. But the main reason is because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 curses activated. Why do we have 8 curses activated? Let me deactivate this one. Because of the single purpose of this build. The single purpose of this build is not to go around and kill enemies. It is to go to one specific spot and farm Electrum points. This build was made only to farm Electrum points in legendary difficulty. This is because it is a legendary hero. This is the single, only sole purpose of this build. This is why this build exists. And now I will show you the best method, which is a pro level secret. The best method to farm Electrum points. We will go to a specific enemy. To go to that enemy, you need this item. This is the Overlord quest item. You get it to drop only from the boss Hades himself. It is a rare drop from Hades boss of Hades difficulty. Hades act, sorry. It drops in all 3 difficulty levels, normal, epic, legendary. And it stays in your inventory. You don't lose it when you use it, but you have to use it to have it in your inventory to be able to open the gate for the secret passage of Rhodes. We will go to the secret passage of Rhodes. There we will find a single enemy which we can kill but we cannot kill, and every time we kill it, although we don't kill it, we gain Electrum points. Let's go there and you will see what I mean. Let me activate this one. You see how fast and easily we destroy these enemies. If there is a bad thing about this build is that it constantly loses energy. So I have bought about 200 health and energy potions. We go there. this gate. If you don't have this item in your inventory, you cannot open the gate. Now, this build is called V. Why V? Because the enemy we want to kill, although we cannot kill, we can never kill that enemy, although we kill this enemy, is called V. What we do is we activate our skills and we go there. This is the enemy called V. So we have 172,368. Remember 368. It is dead. 368. We got about 280 something Electrum points by killing this enemy once. Every time you kill this enemy, you get about 300, around 280 something, let's say 300 almost. So, what you do is you come here, and as you can see, you keep attacking and killing this enemy. You kill this enemy. Every time you see this effect coming out of this enemy, this means that you have killed this enemy, but the enemy is not getting killed. See how fast it goes up. Because imagine, every time you kill this enemy you get about 300 points. All you need to do to get 1000 Electrum points is to kill this enemy 4 times. So, the idea of this build, as you can see, is to kill this enemy as fast as possible. Already 184,000. So let's come out here. It is following. It wants to get killed even more. Let's see, will it follow? Can we get it outside? Huh. It is still coming. Follow me! Follow me! Let's see what will happen. The other enemies are not attacking to this enemy. So, now, you may be wondering, okay, why did you make this specific build and you try to do so? By the way, take a look at my numbers, damage, when I'm using the onslaught at its maximum potential. It goes up to 26,000 DPS, 13,000 average. You might be wondering, why did I make this specific build? Because this specific enemy has almost all types of resistances, added resistances to it, except for bleeding, as far as I remember, and physical. It doesn't have any physical resistance. So, the idea was that we need to kill this enemy as fast as possible, if possible even by hitting this enemy once or twice, with one attack or 2 attacks. And to do that, because it doesn't have physical resistance, I thought that the best way to do that would be to have so much physical damage to our weapon attacks that it would be totally devastating to this enemy, so that I would be able to kill this enemy super duper very fast. And this is why I made this build. This is why I went with Trance of Wrath, which reduces physical resistances. I went with Abdicate, which reduces physical resistances. I went with Warfare and Dream Masteries, which both buff up physical damage to a huge amount. I went with only physical damage boosting items. And as you can see, I also went to dual wielding, because when the dual wielding skills of Warfare Mastery, especially the huge skill trigger, you deal an even higher amount of damage to the enemy. And this way, you destroy the enemy super very fast, And I haven't even activated my battle standard. You see that with the battle standard it goes down even faster. And we are already at 220,000 plus Electrum. So, the good thing about farming Electrum this way is that, first of all, you do not lose time running around from enemy to enemy to try to fight enemies and traversing through the maps and all of these things. All you do is you hold down your left mouse button, you have it down like this, and you attack the enemy. Every single second of your play time is attacking this enemy and killing this enemy. You waste zero time to run around to fight enemies, and it also gives you one of the biggest amount of Electrum points per kill. You don't get 50 points, for example, you don't get 500 as it would be, or something like that from, or 1000 or 2000 from bosses, but this is the enemy that doesn't get killed while it gets killed, and every time you kill it, you gain Electrum points, good enough points, and a good enough amount of points. And you keep doing that. 250,000. Now, of course, this can become boring to some people quite fast. But you know, you do not become a pro player if you get bored. Now, hypothetically, if let me use the portal because this enemy will not let me go, just like that. If this enemy couldn't deal any damage to you, hypothetically, you could go down there, aim at the enemy, start attacking the enemy, and do something on your mouse, your left mouse button, to keep attacking the enemy without you having to hold it down. For example, you put something, you put some glue or something on something very heavy on the left mouse button, so that now you take your fingers off the mouse and your character keeps attacking like this on the enemy. This way, you don't even need to stay in front of your computer and farm. You can put it on automatic mode of a sort and go do something else. And this way you can farm actually this enemy and gain Electrum points super very soon and go and spend them and, without having to use any cheats. This is not a cheat. This is a pro level of gameplay, okay? So, I don't know what you have to say about this thing. You know what to do, leave comments below, hit the like button or hit the dislike button if you don't like this video. Let me know your thoughts about this idea, this bit, and whatever you have to say. Also remember to support this channel by subscribing, of course, hitting the like button, leaving comments in the videos that you like, and of course you can also become a member by using one of the 3 tiers of memberships. Or you can support even through Patreon or even Twitch subscriber. So I'll see you very soon guys again with more content. Have a great day.